I go way back when Stevie J first came to Bad Boy after they left Uptown Records and everything like that. And Stevie J and Puff fell out real bad over, it could have been producer credits and the whole 9 yards.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about. And I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom, cats like that.
But Stevie J didn't F with him until Love and Hip Hop. When Stevie J went to Love and Hip Hop and he became famous from that, a type of individual that I would have speaking on my behalf. Come on, we know he's a drug abuser. We know that he's been seen putting his hands on women in the wrong way. And I don't know, that shit is crumbling, man.
The Mansion deal came through, and people are clowning Stevie J for trying to come at 50 Cent over all the drama with Diddy. Gene straight up said that if Stevie J steps up, 50 will beat him down. This whole mess started because 50 has been dragging Diddy on social media for months, making wild allegations.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, now you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post where 50 posted about me. Of course you guys seen it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what Tatted Up Holly said about him beating her up and about, his other baby mom saying beating her up. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse than anyone else. How is that so? I said what I said on my post, and I'm standing on that too. Now, since he didn't accept what my offer to him, and he want to continue to be a comedian, why don't you go make some movies with Michael Blackson and don't talk about me?
Okay.
If you don't want to fight, if you don't want to donate to charity, donate the bread to charity and fight. Don't stop being a girl and talking about dudes. I find it funny that, when they first try to crucify somebody, they go through the media first. And they're just flooded with lies and propaganda. I'm not concerned about this Curtis. I mean, this dude Curtis. You know what I'm saying? He's Uncle Tom, and that's just what it is. I'm going to speak on 1,000% of what I know to be true about my guy. My spirits are up. He's spending time with his children and his mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out. He's doing very well. I've known this guy for 29 years. See, I'm not just a guy off the internet trolling. I'm a first-hand witness. I was at his crib working in the studio. I was sitting outside the studio door, and I heard a big boom. Now, mind you, before we get into this, I'm not a spring chicken, even though I look fly and stuff. But I've witnessed some historical events of excessive force, but none like this since Saddam Hussein or El Chapo or Pablo Escobar even Osama bin Laden. I heard a big boom. So I'm thinking a lot of people do work on the island all day long, so I'm figuring someone dropped some materials. Heard it again. Turn my head, I'm hearing do. Armored vehicles, 3 big armored vehicles come. Dudes jump out, I got 50 dots on my shirt. Screaming, yo, get on the ground. I'm like, yo, really? I'm the only one here. Took me outside, I asked to speak to the higher ups. I was under arrest. And they said, no, you're being detained. I want to speak to the higher ups. Spoke to the higher ups. I said, am I under arrest? They said, no, you're not. Let me let you go. Boom. Let me go check your bags. You don't have any weapons and all. I'm like, I don't have any weapons. One bag.
Well, did they take electronics? Because they did in Los Angeles.
I'm sure they took some electronics, some of the camera stuff and all that. Probably they didn't want him to get a look at what they were doing in his crib, like how they came in with the armored trucks. Of course, they took all that stuff.
What did you see when you walked back in?
I just don't want to get too much into that. I just know that I walked in and they messed the man crib up, you know what I'm saying? And they did his crib dirty. And, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Can you tell us what his reaction was when you spoke to him the next day?
He was just devastated. Merely because he was going out of the country with his daughters for spring break, you know, and they had to witness things like that at the airport. I believe that would kind of shift the thinking of any man in general. If you're going on vacation with your kids and the feds show up and ruin your trip, and it's their senior year, you know what I mean? So I know he was more hurt by that.
It's weird how Stevie J is defending Diddy when he himself has some jaw-dropping scandals.
Yeah, we're going to see, man. We're going to see what they got. But speaking of the raid, right, did you see that viral video of Diddy he was seen in Miami with Stevie J after the raid? You seen that video?
Yeah, I seen it.
What you think about that?
Well, I go way back when Stevie J first came to Bad Boy after they left Uptown Records and everything like that. And Stevie J and Puff fell out real bad over, it could have been producer credits and the whole 9 yards. But Stevie J didn't F with him until Love and Hip Hop. When Stevie J went to Love and Hip Hop and he became famous from that, Puff called him over there and they had a meeting. And I guess they rekindled their friendship. Because I used to bodyguard Stevie J. And, go to different clubs. I got pictures and everything. Stevie J didn't mess with Puff, until after that Love and Hip Hop thing went down, So now they back cool. What got me about the stuff like that them being back cool, that Stevie J went on TMZ and was speaking up on behalf of Diddy. Now, if anybody I want speaking up behalf of me, or I had anybody speaking up on my behalf, it wouldn't be Stevie J. You understand? I don't think that an individual of his caliber is capable or can be trusted in a way that I would like for him based on his actions on television and who he is as a person, what he has been shown as an individual is a type of individual that I would have speaking on my behalf. Come on, we know he's a drug abuser. We know that he's been seen putting his hands on women in the wrong way. And I don't know, that shit is crumbling, man. You know what I'm saying? But you can always say this, man. And the infamous words of one of the world's greatest comedians, Richard Pryor, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Why you say that? Cocaine is a hell of a drug?
Because LaRob said that they be doing the liquid cocaine in the bottles, in the Ciroc bottles. We know Stevie J been in countless rehabs back and forth. We know we've heard of Puff being in rehabs, secretly going to rehabs too. So, my man, when you get on those type of psychotropical, I think it's psychotropical drugs, man, and you start believing your own bullshit, and them two individuals together, man, you know they got to be crazy. Something got to be wrong with when he sit up there and he said that he want to challenge 50. And I don't know much about that clout him challenging 50 to a fight, and we seen how 50 Cent, we seen how Stevie J fight on Love and Hip Hop and all that other bullshit. Him Scrappy, him this other cat. My man, there's no way. There's no way. He don't want it with 50, bro. That's if that ain't cocaine, the Pope ain't Catholic.
So you feel like 50 Cent would give Stevie J that work?
It wouldn't even be a job. 50 Cent will whoop niggas like Stevie J on the way to a real fight.
You seen 50 fight before?
I ain't never seen 50 fight. I seen some tapes of him get down on that end, but I never seen him fight in person. But I know the demeanor of a man. I was with 50 Cent on a couple of occasions, and one occasion, it was just me and 50 and about probably 6 other dudes that didn't want to get out the car because he was ready to get down. And you could see it in him. You could see he got it in him like that. I'm looking at him. I wrote this shit about this shit in my book. 50 ain't back. He don't back down, bro. And you could see when you know a dude is about it, and got it in him, you could see it in his eye. You could see it in the way he carry himself. You see how he threw his own man in the bushes, Tony Yayo. They got tapes on 50 getting down boxing. I've seen takes on him. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him in person, as far as fighting. I've been with him in person, but he got it in him, bro.
But yeah, that caught me by surprise because I always knew that Stevie J, he did production for Bad Boy, but I never knew him and Diddy was that close until, as of late, since the raid. So.
No, they was close. Bro, Stevie J and Puff was like pots and pans back in the day. I don't know what happened between them, but something happened on the producing credit side that Stevie J stopped effing with him. And, Stevie wasn't dealing with him at all. He was just doing more stuff for Jodeci than he was Bad Boy.
Stevie J didn't take kindly to 50's post and even challenged him to a televised fight. He was heated, saying he wants to settle it with 50. But as usual, 50 didn't back down and just laughed it off, keeping the trolling going. He even posted a funny video of Stevie J fighting on Love and Hip Hop, making it clear that Stevie J didn't deny the wild allegations 50 made.
What do you think about the news breaking that 50 Cent has sold his documentary series, Surviving Diddy, to Netflix?
Man, I hope I never have to go to war with 50 Cent. That dude is a troll. That dude is he's the best. He's the art of war. He know how to go at it. But the way I understand it is he sold the rights, right, to Netflix. He had a bidding war and he sold the rights to all the different streaming companies that wanted to do it. It's going to be interesting to see what he gets. He can only do reenactments from the lawsuit. He can't get Cassie to talk about it. Trust me, Cassie can't talk about this publicly. Hey, Mike can get law enforcement. Mike can get her to talk on a jury stand or witness stand, grand jury or something like that. But just to go and do interviews, she can't do it. She probably can't even mention the name Sean Combs or any of his family members. Talk about anything. So, is it going to be Misa? I doubt it. It's hard for females that have kids by men to do these, to talk bad about their father, no matter how much of a douchebag he is. And so, who's going to be the survivors? Is it going to be Lil Rod? He's going to get his bag eventually, trust me. And he going to have to sign, an agreement not to talk about it publicly. So I think it's just 50 jumping the gun, wanting to be a hell of a troll, and him being like me, very, very vindictive. I wonder if 50 a Leo like me. I got to find out his sign because I swear me and him have the same traits. But I don't know who will be the victims. We know a young Miami, she finally done broke away. Saw that she unfollowed him recently. Misa, we know Kim Porter and her book. if you can get a hold of that. I just think a lot of it's going to have to be reenactment. Or maybe our boy, because I know he likes Gene Deal and Gene Deal like him a lot. Maybe my boy Arthur Dialogue about to get rich and he licensed a lot of his footage from Art's channel. Or Mark Curry, whatever, he said. I'm just wondering where they're going to get the footage from. Who are they going to get to speak on that? Did 50 find the male escorts? Or is it got to be just reenactments from the different lawsuits? And there's a new young lady that came out and filed a new lawsuit recently. Maybe it'd be worth her while just to tell her story and not, go through with the lawsuit. Or at least sign an agreement, this demand. I can't sign an agreement saying I'm not going to talk about it. The issue is we want to see the people like we did on the Surviving R. Kelly. Y'all saw parents. Y'all got Art to talk a little bit. Y'all got, R. Kelly to talk a little bit. Y'all got footage of things that had happened. It's going to be interesting to see what 50 can pull out to really make a good showing. Because that shit that we saw on Tubi, a lot of people who saw it thought it was good. But I didn't personally care for it. But even though fucking TMZ, we'll be getting contact real soon because we just noticed, John and I just discovered that y'all did use some of our footage with WAC 100 on that show, and y'all ain't contact us. Y'all know y'all can't be licensing stuff without, or putting stuff in y'all TV shows without it getting licensed. So that's where I think 50 gonna go. He's gonna go to reenactment things from reading things. And are y'all gonna be happy with that? Are y'all gonna wanna see reenactments, or are you gonna really wanna see live footage, live interviews? That's gonna be a challenge. But 50 got the resource. He has the writers that can put it together. And I'm sure he's gonna make it good. If it's anything that he has done, if it's like anything that he has done, because I remember when I was away for a little while, there was a show on ABC with that dude that got sentenced with life. And we used to sit around the table watching that, waiting for that to come on every night, or Monday night or Tuesday night, whenever it came on. And so everything, it didn't come on or get a second season, but everything he has touched, I love the Power, I love the Kanan, I love BMF. It's not too much that he hasn't done as far as TV series that I haven't enjoyed. And so he would be the perfect person for it. It'll just be interesting to see if he'll be able to, or how he's planned to.
Diddy's former bodyguard didn't hold back, saying Stevie J doesn't stand a chance against 50 Dot. It's just another layer of drama in this ongoing saga between these hip-hop heavyweights. 50 stays unfazed, keeping the heat on everyone tied to Diddy, while Stevie J is out here trying to defend his man's honor.
Whoever he think gonna get him free, if he had, and whoever they want, you got to realize the feds is not gonna touch those people. If he had anything to do with any high-profile people like Clyde Davis, what's that, Jimmy over at Interscope? What's his name? Jimmy Iovine? Any high-profile people, the feds is not gonna touch. You understand? They're gonna go for the people who are not his really handlers unless they really want them or somebody want them. So it's hard to really say. But if they want to make examples out of certain people, you understand, they're going to go for those people. I can't really give you a number. I can't really tell you who's the people because I don't know who on their list. But if they want to make an example out of somebody, anybody that's been to those Diddy-like Epstein parties and stuff like that, they're gonna go after them.
What you think about Stevie J? And I know you and him, y'all was going back and forth, but how you feel about him defending Diddy?
He don't have nothing else to do, man. What makes me mad at Stevie and them is that, you know, they don't realize the guys who used to take care of them, the guys that make sure they got in the club, the guys who make sure they got in the studio, the guys that make sure they got home at night. And then they get on this thing, and because they become more known to the public and everything on Love and Hip Hop and all these other different programs, they want to talk shit. But Stevie J, no, I'm the type of dude, he talk about I got bad knees, I kick him so far up in his ass, he tastes shoe polish, bro. I do not play with that. I'm the one that used to make sure that you was all right. You understand? And I got pictures when I used to bodyguard you, bro. And you know I never played those games. So because you get mad, because I say something about, you know what I know 50, I know 50. And I know you. You understand? If I gotta put my house up, if I gotta put my car, my jewelry, I'm putting my shit up on 50. I'm not gonna put it on you. I'm just telling you what I know. 50 hit that nigga so hard, man. He won't wake up to the middle of next week. He gets on here and he wanna defend Diddy, defend him. You might be on some of them tapes. 9 times out of 10, you good at making tapes. You know the tapes that you made before in the past that made the internet. I'm not gonna speak on that, Mighty, not at all. You understand? Because he's got a young lady that's doing her thing in it and she don't need to be spoken on. But, you know, everybody who knows what I'm talking about, they know the tapes that made the internet with Stevie J before. You know what I mean? So for him to come to Puff defense, you don't have nothing. He got to come to his defense. Heard he lost his house, heard he lost this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards. He's standing with a grown man at another man's house. So what else he gonna do? Puff said, y'all come to my defense? He's the only one came to his defense.
In the tape that you was referring to, and you don't have to go into detail about it, I think most people would know what you was talking about, but you was referring to the sex tape between Stevie J and Eve, right? And I don't know if this is true, you could tell me, but I heard that he leaked it, right?
Allegedly, yeah, he's the one who leaked it. Want to be into something. You know what I'm saying? That's how those cats do, bro. They want to be, they sit back, and because this is the new form of entertainment and regular dudes are getting more views than they are, they get mad and they get upset. You understand what I'm saying? They get mad and they get upset because this is the new form of entertainment and a lot of people are blowing them out the water now. And they want to say crazy stuff when in fact, they wouldn't breathe hard if you was in the room with them.
Yeah, that's real talk. And I was checking out one of your lives and you made a comment saying that, you know, Diddy, his ship is sinking fast because the only person that's coming out to defend him is Stevie J.
Well, Diddy did a post and he said, speak now or forever hold your peace. And he sent the message to everybody that he did business with or everybody that was around him. Y'all talk, y'all speak on me. Y'all let everybody know what y'all know about me or whatever, this, that, and the third. And if they talking negative, straighten them out based on our relationship. So he put that message out there. So now people are saying, nah, bro. Like Ray J. Ray J say, yo, people want to know what it is. Because if the federal government is asking questions about you, having some pedophilia or having sex with little boys underage, Why would I want to be connected to that? Why are they even asking that type of question about you? So now he's telling people, yo, speak on me, speak on me. Nah, people like, no, we don't even know what the charge is. We don't know what they got on you. So the safe thing for me to do is to stay away from you until we know. I'm not going to mess, they saying I'm not going to mess up my brand. I'm not going to mess up me getting money, because what the internet is going to do is that anybody that speaks up for them, they're going to automatically think they had something to do with it.
Diddy, also known as Shan CS, has found himself caught up in a series of controversies that are shaking the hip-hop world. Recently, his legal troubles have gotten worse, with Homeland Security reportedly raiding his properties as part of an ongoing investigation into various allegations. These raids are a major blow to Diddy's reputation, casting a shadow over his legacy in the music industry.
Girls, I want to go back to this interview that he did with Rolling Stone. He said that Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big. And he also went on to say that Diddy, he wanted to be friends with Tupac, but Tupac wasn't interested.
Diddy and Tupac was friends at first, bro. I remember the time me and Diddy rolled up to Pac in, I think it's what's the name of that club? The Roxy. There was some kind of concert going on, and they was talking and everything. They had a friendship. I don't know why their friendship fell out. Their friendship was before before Biggie and Pop. So I don't know why they fell out. I know every girl that Tupac had, Puff wanted and got. So, did he have jealousy? Yeah, he had a jealousy of Pac. But I think that it was more so that he knew Big was the meal ticket, and that Pac wanted Big to be with him with Thug Life, but he didn't have the money at the time. And when Big got the money from Puff, Pac gave him the blessings to go with him, but he also told Big that he had to watch Puff because Puff was going to rob him blind.
So you believe Kirk Burrows when he say that, Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big?
I don't know if I could say he was jealous with his relationship with Big. He didn't like Pac. It's something that happened between Pac and him that he didn't like it. So if my man or somebody that I'm working with is dealing with somebody I don't like, I'm gonna have a dislike for that relationship they have. I don't just think it's jealousy. I think it more was just a dislike and a hatred that somebody I'm working with is working with somebody that I don't like anymore or I got a problem with.
So you feel like it was intentional when Diddy was getting with, the same woman that Tupac already had?
Yeah. I think that he purposely went after the girls that dealt with Pac.
Why you think he did that on purpose?
Because when you have an envy of someone, remember Puff tried to get that Juice movie and Juice, but they gave it to Pac. So when you have an envy of somebody, if you can't beat them, the closest thing you could do is have what they got. Have what they had, or try to get what they got.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Kirk Burrows, he also said in this interview that Diddy, he would encourage Biggie to make songs that was beefy.
I don't think Kirk Burrows was correct on that because Biggie didn't write around Puff. Big always wrote wherever he wrote at and then went to record. If he wrote anything or came up with some kind of concept of something. You're not gonna find too many times Big and Puff was in the studio together where Big was recording. Puff may come in after the work is done and then add his little, take that. Bad boy. But Big always record, because like when we were doing the music to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Big said, I ain't writing shit. He sat there and smoked up all their weed. And he waited till he got to New York and then came back with the song. Flipped their whole style. Big didn't ever write around nobody. Like Puff never, told Big what to write and what not to write. Not in my eyes. I didn't see that.
Diddy's infamous parties have also come under fire, with accusations that they were more than just social gatherings. Cat Williams and others have suggested that these events were fronts for more sinister activities, including manipulation and coercion. These claims have added to the growing controversy surrounding Diddy, increasing the list of accusations against him.
I appreciate y'all bringing me to y'all beautiful city.
Man, you looking real. That couch look real small on you, brother. I'm
6'7", 327 pounds.
Massive.
Yeah.
Man, you have a legendary story, man. You've been through a lot. You've seen a lot. And we want to get all the way into it, man. First off, though, you from that STL?
St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised.
Man, depending on what part of it you're talking about, you in the trenches.
North Side, North St. Louis, and then I moved to a subdivision called Wellston. That's the place Nelly said when he got a problem, he go get his Wellston niggas. That's where I'm from, Wellston.
So, give us a little childhood memory about growing up in Wellston, for anybody who ain't never been to that side.
Well, I got 2 books out, bro. One book is called Gene Deal, My World of Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. And the second one is Gene Deal, Life After Death, When Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. The first book tells about my childhood. Growing up in Wellston, I met my mother at the age of 12 years old, where I moved out from St. Louis, from the north side, to the Wellston, Missouri, where my mother was at. Wellston is it's the ghetto among ghettos. There's only 6,000 people. People ain't stop at the stop sign when you went to Wellston. So if you know what they're talking about, if you came out of Wellston, you had to educate yourself, because the school district, if you came out of high school, you probably had a 6th or 7th grade education.
So let me ask you, for those that, some people know your story and they see you on this couch, so they know what we're about to get into. As a curiosity, for those who don't know, your profession was a bodyguard.
Not at all.
Okay, go ahead, please.
My profession I was professionally a New York State parole officer, where I worked for 27 years. You understand? My second profession was an investigator for Elite Investigation, where I ran the investigations of housing projects in the city, Lambert Housing, Taino Towers, Eastchester Manor, some of the roughest housing projects in the city in the Bronx. My third profession, which wasn't like what you might say a bodyguard, I started what you call, with some other guys, ASAP Ferg Father, Mike Cock, myself, we started what we call the Same Gang. The Same Gang was a group of guys who, at the time, Harlem was coming up. Instead of them having cliques and they call cliques and crews, instead of them having gangs and stuff like that, we were people that partied together, had a lot of fun, gave picnics, and that's where you got your guy Sean Combs came in when we brought him into the Same Gang. So I was like what y'all call now an OG, because I started it, you understand? So then Puff had some problems at the place called The Building and the Red Zone. Red Zone and The Building was parties that he was doing. The Building was the unsigned hype. If you ever seen Juice and the guy was doing the turntables and stuff like that, I think it was Omar Epps or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Omar.
Right, that was The Building. That's where they was giving the party there, where you had leaders of the new school, Queen Latifah, different groups come there showing their talent, Naughty by Natures and all, like they would show their talent there. So Puff was having problems there, and D Ferg, one of the leaders of the same gang, which is ASAP Ferg's father, said, yo, Gene.
The ongoing feud with 50 Cent has only made Diddy's problems worse. 50 Cent has been relentless with his social media attacks, bringing up various allegations and keeping the spotlight on Diddy. This feud has drawn a lot of public attention, with 50 Cent digging up and amplifying every piece of dirt he can find on Diddy.
Puff need, some help, man. He need to get that money home at night and everything like that, to Kirk Burrows and stuff like that. So why don't you go help him out? I said, I don't got no problem with that. So I put him up under my wing, so I started helping him out, by, making sure when the end of the party and stuff like that, get in the car, bring him uptown. So to answer your question, sorry about that, my profession first was, like I said, parole officer, then investigator, which it was with the housing projects and stuff like that. Then that bodyguard thing was just me looking after, people that was in our crew and clique.
So is it safe to say that you were familiar with like the music industry of some sorts before Puff came into picture?
Well, I think that I got involved with the music industry because a guy named Tim Dog. If you know, Tim Dog is not the one who had the that F Compton thing. Tim Dog was one of the A&Rs for Uptown Records. He went on to be a president of Island Records, the president, I think he was the president of A&R over Arista Records. They was having problems at parties, because dudes in New York didn't think they could wait online. So I became that dude that got a clique together, got a crew together, and we started doing security at the front doors at all the Uptown Record parties, all the parties that Tim Dog, Butt Naked, and different people was giving. You understand? And whereas that people didn't try to bum rush the door no more. People didn't try to, run up in the parties, and you understand? So I came famous with that.
You more like a problem solver or a problem deflector, I guess, if problems come to the door.
Well, it wasn't just me, it was my team.
The whole team is...
The team was like, I hired 4 officers, and I hired about 8 dudes that was from the streets, you understand? And one cop, and had dogs.
When you're putting together a team, what are you looking for inside of a man to know if he's built for this?
Well, if you hang with us, you built for it, point blank. We didn't look for guys outside our crew.
So when you were at these parties and, making sure things were going in certain situations, were there any younger cats that we might recognize today that would ever try to act like they were better than, or try to force their way or push their way past y'all?
That came in the later days, man. That came when dudes would have 20 or 30 guys with them because they were scared. You understand? But you got to realize when you have certain people that was out there with me, you had Slick, Tima. These guys are known in the street. They the godfather of some of the biggest gangsters that you heard of. Alpo, Lou Sims. You understand? They respected them. So now when I got them working and they part of the team and they running the security like that, ain't nobody gonna try nothing, bro.
So, man, let's get right to it then. To be what you were doing in your team, y'all had to have seen some evil shit, some pretty fucked up shit coming from niggas with money. I'm sorry.
Well, you see that from niggas who don't have money also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you see a lot of shit. It is what it is.
So, I have to ask you that, because sometimes when you see let's say a Puff, he might have a manager who might be an enabler, to help him get to it, like an R. Kelly, whoever. And you have their bodyguards or security unit who might allow some things to take place. Might see it and just, hey, we're going to just allow it because, hey, it's the essence. What was your mentality when it comes to the enablers or the people that allow, or just what, how did you approach the situation that you're like, I don't know about that?
I don't know what you mean by that question. That was such a broad and asinine ass question that it's hard to answer something like that.
Let me be more direct. Be
direct, bro.
Let me be more direct.
Yeah.
Were you...
Further complicating things, Foxy Brown recently made explosive claims about Jay-Z, indirectly dragging Diddy into the controversy. These allegations have sparked a new wave of gossip and speculation, further damaging Diddy's public image. The connection to these claims has only added to the scrutiny Diddy is facing.
An enabler, or did you allow or see stuff that you're like, man, I ain't gonna jump in that?
Bro,
go ahead.
Criminals do crimes with criminals. I've never been a criminal. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So now, if you're looking to answer something about Puff, Puff ain't the Puff. Puff had different phases of his life that y'all don't understand. And let's get down to the nitty gritty of it. You understand? First you got Puff Daddy, who had Daddy's house and the parties and things like that. Then you had Puff. You understand? Then you had Diddy. Then you had Brother Love, and then Love. I had Puff around the stage when he was Puff Daddy and Puff and some of Diddy. Not the new Diddy that they gave the diddler and everything like that. So he ain't the guy, he wasn't the guy that y'all see now back then when he was in Harlem. You understand? He was the guy that our crew chased down the street because he was trying to be a part of it and he ran. You understand? We brought him back, beat the shit out of him, hit him in the head with cake spoon, with champagne and all the other shit like that. He was wanted to be a part of us. He was the one used to beg, don't go to the party, please, please, I'm on my way, so he could walk in the club with us. You understand? So to answer that question, bruh, you're not doing nothing that's gonna cost my livelihood. You understand? You're not gonna do anything in front of me to cost my livelihood. You understand? Now, have I seen some shit? I seen a dude come up in the club and blow somebody's head off. I see the smoke running through the crowd trying to get to the lights. You understand? At a New Year's Eve party. So now I see this guy laying on the ground with his head tore down to the white meat. Did I know who did it? No. Did somebody tell me it's about to happen? Yes, they did. Yo, Gene, somebody got a gun in here. No, they didn't. We searched everybody. He came through the back door of the kitchen. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it was a restaurant that was giving a party. The guy came through the back. I run and turn on the light. And as soon as I hit the light switch, you see, pow, and the gun smoke. Dude ran. That's the kind of crazy shit we see. You see girls having sex in the bathroom. That's crazy shit. You grab them with the guys and you throw them out the club. You understand?
Yeah.
So
it gets like that.
Right.
I have to ask real quick. Diddy's pops. I saw you. There was you had mentioned that as far as Diddy's pops, his dad was murdered.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that I didn't know. Did you know of his pops?
I didn't know of his pop. I didn't know jack shit about his pops. I learned from his pops from one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem, New York Freddie, right? The police said they went to New York Freddie house in Mount Vernon and he had stacks of $100 bills 6 feet high in the whole basement. That's how much money he had. He was the one who started Russell Simmons. They won't tell y'all this story. He was the one who started Russell Simmons and them into the music business because he had a record label first that Russell Simmons used to work for. So now New York Freddie want to talk to Big Gene. One of his lieutenants back in the day, if you see his story, his name was Omar. Omar was our OG from 112th Street, 114th Street. They used to come around with us. They used to love the food I used to cook because I'm a hell of a cook. You know what I'm saying? So now Omar said, yo, New York Freddie want to talk to you, Gene. I told him he used to bodyguard Puff because he want to talk to Puff and tell Puff the real story about his father. So I said, yeah, all right. So I'm like, New York Freddie. I knew my history. I knew what New York Freddie was about. So I went and took a meeting with New York Freddie. New York Freddie said to me, he said, yo, man, I've been trying to get in touch with Puff Russell Simmons, none of them would take my calls. It's all good. He said, I want to tell Puff the true story about his father. And I said, yo, all right, okay, you know, what's up? You're gonna listen to those guys. You understand? So New York Freddie said, Puff father sold some drugs to one of their undercover guys. You understand? They arrested him because they had cops on the payroll to, you know, see what you about.
With all these factors combined, Diddy's situation looks more and more serious. The entertainment world is closely watching as more details come out, and it's clear these controversies will keep unfolding, further impacting Diddy's legacy and his standing in the industry.
He said they brought him the tape and the written confession that Puff father signed. So I was like, yo, he said, we gave him $10,000. It was a New York City cop. He worked for them. He said, we gave him $10,000. Puff father said that he only told because he had a wedding to go to, which I thought was hilarious. You understand? This is coming from New York Freddie. So he said that I wanted to talk to Puff, but he wouldn't take my calls, he wouldn't see me. He said, I wanted to let him know that I told the guy, y'all got to get rid of him. Y'all brought him in, y'all got to get rid of him. So all these people talking about he worked for Frank Lucas, he worked for that part like that. He may have gotten some things from them or whatever, did some work. Nah, he worked with New York Freddie team. And New York Freddie told the dude to get rid of him. Now, if Puff father was all that big of a gangster and he was all that and everything like that, why is he driving a cab? None of the gangsters in Harlem drove cabs. They drove Cadillacs, Rolls Royce, Mercedes, etc. You understand what I'm saying? So now, Puff father get murked by the dude that brought him in. And New York Freddie said to me, he said, I want to let him know the dude that was crying at the hardest at the funeral, carrying the casket, was the one who killed him. Yeah. So now, this is crazy to me, right? About a month ago, I told that story, right? A young lady, a woman, who was dating Puff's father, hit me on, what y'all DM me on the the Instagram. She said, Big Gene, she said, thank you for telling my story, that story. He said, I was dating for Puff father. And I went up to Flash Inn. It was a thing on 155th and McCombs Avenue in Harlem. I was waiting for him the next day because he had told me the day before he was killed that to meet him up there. He said, New York Freddie and all they crew was up there laughing and joking. And they knew about Puff father that got killed. So now I knew why they was doing that. Yes, sir.
Relations. What made you leave Diddy's side?
Who said I left his side? You said what made him, you said what made me leave his side?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the whole working for
Puff, ASAP Ferg father went to Puff, and there's two reasons. He asked Puff to do a favor for him. He was in a certain situation. And I took him up there. I had $10,000 of Puff money in my pocket because we had left North Carolina. He was going somewhere and he didn't want to take the money with him. And this was about 2 weeks later. It was a week before my birthday, like 4 or 5 days before my birthday. D said, yo, I want to go up to the office and talk to Puff. I said, all right, come on, I'll take you up there. So then he went and talked to Puff. He had some designs. He was one of the best designers in Harlem. He had a clothing company on 145th Street. And, yeah, that's ASAP Ferg father.
Yeah,
so now,
I know they were real heavy into the
yeah, he the one designed Bad Boy logo. Yeah. And he designed the old Uptown Record logo too. You know what I'm saying? So this guy was incredible. The people used to come and steal his designs and mass produce it. He was the one who put all the things.
Remember, the situation with Foxy Brown is much more complicated than you expected it to be.
Feel you. But Foxy Brown, how you feel about the news that broke that, she might testify against Keefe D?
Well, I knew Foxy was out there with Zip now. And the story that I heard is that when Keefe D and them saw Tupac and them, they told Zip and them they was gonna go holler at those dudes. Zip and them went one way and Keefe D and them went the other way. The other way was to where Pac and them was at. I heard that night. I heard the full story when an individual who was out there with them came back to the block and told us. Now, Foxy has been through a lot of shit in this industry. A lot of things, brother. And if people think there's Jaguar right has been damaged in this industry, Foxy is a whole nother problem for them. It's going to be really interesting if she gets on a jury stand and remembers or either articulate anything that happened that night. And that's what I'm going to say about that.
So for the people that don't know, right, what was Foxy Brown connection to Keefe D and Zip in that whole situation?
Foxy Brown is maybe number one or number two, the hottest female rapper at that time. Bar, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown. Foxy got one of the hottest songs with Jay-Z. Foxy own album did numbers. Foxy is Brooklyn. She's hanging with Zip. Zip is Mike Tyson, right-hand man. They like family. You understand what I'm saying? So she's out there partying with them. She's hot. She's fine, young girl in that whole 9 yards. She's having fun with them. You know what I'm saying? You got Foxy Brown in your crew. You got other ladies and other people coming because they know she's a celebrity at this time. So she's hanging with them. She got passes to go, to the party. She got passes to go to the fight because she's with Zip now. You understand what I'm saying? So now, she's in the car with them so happy when they on their way to 626. That's when Keefe D them is in the other car. So Foxy car in the car with Zip and them, she could testify that Keefe D was there. He went one way and we went the other way. Did he go see Pac and them? She can't testify to them because they wasn't there when it went down. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what they probably wanted to do. Zip ain't here. He probably wouldn't have testified in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? He wouldn't have testified in the first place. But Foxy is here and she was at the scene. Can she place Keefe D in the vicinity? She probably could.
But my thing is this, right? If she was out there with Zip, I always heard that she was dating, Corrupt at that time. So I'm a little confused. Like, how did that work?
Bro, that don't mean she's sexing Zip and them. She out there, they homeboys. Zip from New York, she from New York. That's their protection. Zip got bodyguards and people with him. So that's because she's with Corrupt. That don't make she's out there doing nothing with them. She's a young lady. She's out there. She needs to feel safe. She needs to feel protected. And she's a superstar. She's a star. Foxy was still a star then, bruh. In 96, Foxy was a star still.
You think she gonna testify?
She has to. If they subpoena her to testify, she either has use her Fifth Amendment right.
If anyone has the receipts on everyone, including Diddy, it's Foxy. She allegedly dated Jay-Z when she was 15.
Last interview, man, you made a comment and you said that Foxy Brown was one of the females you was talking to back then. If you don't mind, man, take me through that. How did that come about? How did you and Foxy Brown meet? How did you knock Foxy Brown?
Kind of funny though, because we're talking about 30 years now. If not 25. You know what I'm talking about? Foxy used to fuck with my boy, Corrupt. Shit was over. You know what I'm talking about? Then we had Doggy Angels, which was the homegirls. We used to be in Beverly Hills. I forgot this club, but I'm sure everybody else will know. But we used to be in that motherfucker thick. You feel me? And, Foxy used to be around, at the same time. I guess, Corrupt. That was his bitch, whatever. But at the time that this whole situation happened, he wasn't even fucking with her. So, like I said, the van got broke down in Beverly Hills. We pulled up. No, they pulled up. Pulled up in the Benz at the Key Club after Mike Epps did a little stand up and did what he did, because we wasn't selling drinks at the time. We were just selling bottles. You feel me? And at this time, it was on the track, had hella hoes. You feel me? And it was like 1,000 hoes on Sunset Boulevard. You know what I'm talking about? So it was a good look. At this time, niggas come pick me up, we jump in the car, bam, bam. Some motherfuckers pull up on the side of it, and a white Benz, a little Benz, like we in a 500, so they in a 400. Some little, but they had the same rims. Her looked at C and said, "Come out your rims." We like 60 in the car. We stacked. Bitches got their legs over. We stacked. And I'm like, niggas like, right? We got security in the car too. And we're like, when we jump out the car, drove off. He ran to the trunk, get the thing, right? All right, let's go, fuck. Well, had the motherfucking same, had the same shit, right? They ain't them dropping me off. Now, to think about it right now today, I don't even know how I got her number. You feel me? I don't even remember how I got her number. But I know where it was at. We was right across the street from House of Blues. What's the name of that spot? I know one of my, right across from House of Blues. Huh?
The bar or the hotel?
On Sunset. Then the hotel. Well, check this out. For some reason, I'm on the phone. She's like, "Yeah, I need it. 111." And I'm going there. I get there. I jump out the car. I'm walking through the hotel. When I push through the hotel, I'm driving down. I don't even think about shit. I just look to the left. When they drive down, I just see a car just block them off. That's the same car. They're like, "Come out your rims." Right? I'm like, this is the same, right? So I'm back up. I do a little, bicycle. I see everybody cars just go boom, boom, boom. Everybody fighting. Boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom, boom. I come down. Boom, 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 boom. I'm shocked. Boom, boom, boom. Motherfuckers running. Everybody running. Boom, boom, boom. There's one I can't never forget. In LA.
We'd love to hear what you all think about this.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.